Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. You know, I was gonna record a review of SFX magazine today, but really, I'm a bit jiggered. This is the how many videos? 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth or fifth video I recorded. I recorded a lot of videos today. I'm offline. I'm offline at this moment. Actually, actually, probably not. If I put this video out on Saturday, then I'm probably coming back online. But I've been offline for Thursday and Friday, and most of Thursday night, Friday, and most of Saturday. But you know, I've been offline, so that's why I'm trying to get a lot of content made in advance. Why didn't I do this early in the week? My computer's dying, right? My computer's dead. I mean, essentially, it's dead. And I'm just kind of like reanimating it like an unholy zombie corpse. That's basically what it. You might know the picture keeps freezing. That's why. A new computer is being bought next week. Oh, please. I can't wait. Something else I can't wait for is Chris Chibnall to just go. Leave us alone. Please. I mean, honestly, it's time to go, mate. It's like it hasn't worked out. It is time to go. But, you know, like a bad smell, he hangs around, which I think is a fair way of describing Chris Chibnall. So here's the weird thing about Chris Chibnall. He doesn't like Doctor Who, right? He didn't like anything about Doctor Who, so he wanted to change basically everything, right? You know, the premise, the origin, the character, you know, the central character, wanted to change everything about it. I'm not saying making him into a woman, even though that was a reasonable change. It would have been more of a change, I guess, you know, when we thought men and women were somewhat different. Yeah, no, that's not that's not the change. Change everything, absolutely everything. But at the same time, really wants to connect this era to all other Doctor Who. So what I think he wants to do is change all Doctor Who. Is to impregnate his, sorry for the metaphor, but impregnate his a travesty of Doctor Who throughout the entirety of it. Sorry, mate. Sorry. For me, Doctor Who ended with Capaldi, right? This isn't real. I've edited you out. This is never going to be part of fan canon, I think, because frankly, we all hate it, right? We all hate it. And I think the more time we see go by, the more that'll be a universal point of view that, like, forget it. That there was nothing of merit throughout this era at all. I like the Cyberman design. I thought the Dalek ships with designs were good. I like the Sontarans. That's about it. I thought the Sea Devils were a bit naff, right? Their weird facial animation just didn't make sense. They were like one of those little hand puppet things that you could squidge the face off. I didn't understand that at all. Anyway, there was two bits of news with the recent special, Lesbians of the Sea Devils. One, there were Sea Devils in it, although they weren't acting like Sea Devils at all. Lesbians of the Sea Devils. And secondly, there were lesbians in it who just discovered they're lesbians. The Doctor and Yaz had a lot of lesbian chat, but I think the biggest hoo-ha, the biggest deal was the trailer for their final turgid episode, which I think they're looking at as like the end of Doctor Who rather than the end of their era, right? This is like it seems like a 5 Doctor-y kind of thing. They're trying to put everything in it, and they can just think including a lot of classic Doctor Who, which they are, again, desperate to tie in. So we're going to be looking at Chris Chibnall's insane need, and it is an insane need to connect his travesty of Doctor Who with real Doctor Who. Like, because listen, mate, if you weren't such an incredible failure and loser, it would have happened automatically. But you are an incredible failure, an incredible loser, and that's why there's all this desperation. Fine, so we're going to be taking a look at the trailer through the eyes of what culture. They're actually quite good at this sort of stuff, so that's going to give us a springboard of what to talk about. Before we get into it, you can hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button. And again, I'm sorry if the picture keeps freezing. Next week, new computer. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Substack, sign up to my Substack. There's nothing going on my Substack right now because I just can't deal with that on top of everything I'm doing by my computer. I'm waiting for the new computer. But there's also a paid Substack Also, nothing going on. I will make sure the same by the end of the month. Oh my God, there's only 9 days to go. Better get a new computer quickly. If you join my pay subs, that will indeed help me buy the aforementioned new computer. So thank you very much. I am very, very grateful to everybody out there. I intend to give you stonking great content, as a mark of my appreciation. Fine. Let's start looking at this story. There's a few articles. I'm not sure how many we're going to get to because this first one's a long one. Let's have a look. We go doink. There we go. Doctor Who BBC Centenary Special Trailer Breakdown. 11 things you must see. Well, that's the first lie. You don't have to see any of this, right? In fact, I would recommend not seeing as much as possible, right? Don't see that. With our first look at Doctor Who BBC Centenary Special, let's dive into what's in store. I think I know what's in store. Boredom, revelations, and revelations, and it's still going to be boring, right? Boredom, revelations, bad acting. I think Mandip Gill and Jodie Whittaker will continue their run of an entirely unconvincing Doctor and companion, right? Thasmin, I think we're going to see a lot of Thasmin. And it looks like the Doctor regenerating. I have a theory, right? I have a theory that I've just come up with. I came up while I was recording the last video, or one before that. I know, they're merging into one for me right now, right? Where Christian, my first thing is Christian was going to retcon this era out of existence, right? He's going to do it himself. Even though we're seeing pictures of the Doctor seeming like she's about to regenerate there, I'm always positive we're not going to see who she's regenerating into. I get the feeling that Rusty Davies very, very, very much doesn't like Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who, right? Doesn't like it so much he came back for it, right? He basically came out of retirement. Not retirement, but yeah, he could have done anything. Like, he could have done anything. And he's come to fix Doctor Who because he saw it. I think it's in a bit of a mess. Also, I think he sees he can make himself a bob or two. So good luck to him there. I hope you do, mate. I hope you do. So yeah, I don't think we're seeing any connection with the with the next Doctor, if it's even connected. I think what's really interesting Russell much more is new ways of storytelling, which excites me as well. So maybe she won't regenerate. Maybe she'll give up all her regenerator power so she can run off with Yaz. Now, don't you see that happening? Don't you see that as a possibility? Well, again, this isn't a rumor. This is me thinking. Okay. With a first look at the BBC Centenary, let's dive into what's in store. No matter your feelings on Sunday's Legend of the Sea Devils, it was shit. Arguably the biggest highlight, rightly or wrongly, was the teaser we got for the BBC Centenary Special. I would agree with that. Even the Phasmin shippers who are going crazy, right? Oh, Phasmin! Even them. This was more important, I think. Rightly or wrongly, was the teaser we got from the Centenary Special. The feature-length special, set to screen in autumn, will see Jodie Whittaker's final episode in charge of the TARDIS, as well as Chris Chibnall's tenure in charge of the show. Bam! Man, did that work out badly. Could you imagine have you ever done anything that's failed that badly, right? I don't think so. I think this is like I don't know. I think the only people who can outclass him in failure would be Biden, Bojo probably. God, everybody hates Bojo. Man, he's really, really hated Boris Johnson. Yeah, there's a lot of failure about in there, but none quite as massive as Chris Chibnall's. With the 6th anniversary around the corner, 2023, helmed by Rusty Davies, this is the end of a rather controversial era of Doctor Who. You know, he said he made a 3-year out pack. What a liar. He meant to get out next year at the 60th, right? This is what he wanted to do with the 60th. This is why I think he wants to tie everything into it. What is it? Has been the end of a rather controversial era of Doctor Who. It's been shit, if that's what you mean. Yes, it's been very, very shit. Many threads still left hanging in the Chibnall era. This special has quite a lot of work to forget. Oh yeah, there's all the exposition as well. Forgetting the fact that, as far as we're aware, great chunks of the universe still destroyed by the flux, and they're not going to touch that. I don't think so. The two major matters are the Timeless Children and the Future Doctor need addressing. Didn't think she was in the trailer, was she? I can't remember. The teaser, chock full of characters and seemingly different plot points. Oh, God. Yeah, Chibnall knows how to throw out the plot points. He doesn't know how to connect them or make stories out of them, unfortunately. But, he knows what a plot point is. We know that it doesn't have the. We know Chibnall doesn't have the best track record in spreading himself thin with lots of characters and plot points, but this teaser certainly gets your attention. Yeah, in a good way. I don't know. Does it get your attention in a good way? Let's find out. So let's break down what's in the Centenary special teaser trailer. Bowie Base 1 spacesuits. So firstly, they're not Bowie Base 1 spacesuits. They are from the Impossible Planet. That's the first time we saw them. And again, this is the premise of the bit. Chris Chibnall's desperate need to tie himself into the rest of Doctor Who, right? His desperate need. Oh, look! We have those in Doctor Who! We have this in it's the same thing! It's not! I am sorry. You paint an orange green, it's still a freaking orange. It doesn't turn into an apple. First off on the list, now arguably overused return of the Bowie Base 1 spaceships from Waters of Mars. And everything else, I mean, good God. The Odyssey spacesuit first made the iconic David Tennant's 10th Doctor as Time Lord Victoria. No! Look there, I've got the action figure over here. This is 100% from the Impossible Planet, right? Here, I'll put his little helmet on for you. There you go. Does it stay on? Yeah, okay. This was from Impossible. This was not from Waters of Mars, right? This was. Do they even have the? They have the logo on it, which I think was from Impossible. I got the guy with all the stuff on his face and the ood up there as well, and the big elevator thing. I'm not bringing all that down, but no, this is not from Time. Idiot. The 11th Doctor sported the look in Series 7's hide, while 12th Doctor and Clara and Courtney all had copies for Kill the Moon. However, by then... Oh, God, Kill the Moon. Bad. Great performance. Terrible story. However, the next... although it would have fit it right into the Whittaker, wouldn't it? However, the next time the TARDIS crew needed spacesuits for Empress Mars, they were replaced by sleeker grey suits instead. This teaser we see Dan seemingly in a bit of a bother, with 13 herself wearing one in a promo pic. Wearing one in a promo pic. It's notable that Dan's helmet in the promo pic also is damaged, possibly from this trailer trouble. Damage? Oh yeah, so it is. The only real issue I can take away from this has been why does the Doctor have multiple of these when they're obviously worn. They obviously only wore one in the original episode, but that's a nerd's nitpick. I guess so. I didn't bring up whatever. The use of these suits in this special, however, will be juggling multiple locations rather than just staying earthbound. They were never earthbound. What the hell? So for better or worse, that's at least exciting. Nothing is exciting. Nothing is exciting. Don't get all head up. There we go. Next one. Vinder doesn't seem as friendly. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, at least he's only tying it into his era now. But yeah, I mean, obviously we will. Their story was half told. When I say obviously, no, no, there's nothing obvious about this nonsense. Portrayed by Game of Thrones Jacob Anderson, Vinder debuted as Enduring the Flux and is set to return for the grand finale. That's good, so we can make... Bell is going to be the Doctor, or Bell's baby or something. Is going to be something like that, I assume. Last time we saw Vinder, he was leaving the TARDIS gang with his wife Bell and Carvanista over the course of the series. We didn't see Carvanista in the teaser, and one of the few good things in the entire Chibnall era. I quite like Carvanista. Over the course of the series, we saw him helping out the Doctor and co, whilst also looking to reunite with his wife. We don't know how long it has been for Vinder, but it's possible. Well, listen, look at him. Few years at the absolute maximum, right? Less than 5. We don't know how long it's been for him, but it's been for Vinder. So the possibility of him to appear with the other two as well as his child, totally possible. His child's going to be the timeless child. No, you don't think so? His first return, he's the first returning character on the list, but he's appearing a little colder than before, and the trailer shows Vinder wielding his weapon while stood in front of the TARDIS. Is this towards some foe, or is he? Who cares? Or is he possibly keeping the TARDIS crew from getting inside for whatever reason? I don't care. Speculation can go on, but not with me, because I really, on a very, very genuine level, do not care, right? Do not care at all. Kate Lethbridge-Stewart's larger role. Again, you can put this more on Moffat for tying him into the rest of Doctor Who, but, it's very clear that this is something they very, very much wanted to do, to bring her in. Again, Chibnall needs to tie his ear to the rest of Doctor Who. It's a desperate bid for legitimacy, because he knows how badly it's gone. Right? He knows how badly it's gone, which is very badly, right? One of the returning characters, from one returning character to another, and this may be the trend on the list. Kate Lethbridge-Stewart. That's why they're returning, to get people to watch. Desperate. 2.2 million they got for the Sea Devils. I mean, I don't know if the BBC's even going to be functional by the time they get to Walton, but let's wait and see. Kate is once again the daughter of classic icon Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge-Stewart. In Canon, Kate first appeared in Series 7's Power of Three. Yeah, but Kate first appeared in Downtime, the independent production, played by a different actress. She popped out multiple times in the Moffat era, and she went on a bit of a hiatus along with Unit from 2015 until last year's Flux, when they couldn't bring Captain Jack in because he's cancelled, right? They needed somebody to bring in viewers, because nothing they're doing will bring in any viewers, right? Nothing at all will bring in any viewers. The overhyped at the end realistically served little purpose on the plot. The Flux series did detail the reason for her absence, but besides that, I don't even remember. Again, do you care? I don't care. I don't know. There wasn't much time for her in the very rush for night. There wasn't time for anybody, because it's written by Chris Chibnall, who is a moron, right? Obviously, it's a little too early to call this, but we know Unit has a role in the story from filming and piecing the trailer together locations. Kate could appear throughout. Kate's main moment in the trailer is her being marched as a captive of a certain foe, who we will address later. Was it Cybermen have her, I think? So it'll be exciting to see how it plays out. One major hope is that Kate is actually given something to do. No, Chris Chibnall doesn't treat anybody as a character, right? Doesn't treat anybody as a character. They are just like character-telling devices, right? That's all they really are. Number 8, Daleks again. Well, you would expect to. Are they going to be real Daleks, or are they going to be those horrible CGI ones from Flux? The fourth time this era, the Daleks are back. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, in all fairness, that does make sense. How many times within Russell T Davies era they had in Dalek, Parting of the Ways? I'm not going to say Bad Wolf. Dalek, Parting of the Ways. Doomsday, and there was another one. There was the one before Doomsday, and then I can't remember. Listen, we're over 4 already. The Daleks are making their return only after just appearing in the New Year's special. They were retarded Daleks, right? They were mentally handicapped Daleks who couldn't open a door with a Dalek gun, right? It's like they couldn't shoot a door open. How do you write? I mean, how did that get by? I don't know. I wish I understood how that stuff can actually happen. Then the first appearing in the new special, but the return of their classic plungers and guns after several appearances, changing attachments. Okay, so they got the classic guns back. That's good, and the suckers. That's good. They're the first returning flow on the list, and obviously plays a part in the Time Prophecy. God, I forgot we had a villain called Time. Oh, from the Flux finale, where the Doctor is told, "Beware the forces that mass against you, and their master." Yeah, really, that was as subtle as a brick, wasn't it? Also of note, the Daleks are back to their orange look. I would say more bronze. Location Gallifrey. This could be a totally jumping the gun. Let's have a look. Yeah, could totally be well, who cares? you nearly sucked me in there. No. Right? The trailer gives us a glimpse of 3 Daleks as well as one badass moment, which we're sure to get to later. Well, you wrote the article. Also of note, the Daleks are present in an orange... Okay, so they're in Gallifrey. Was destroyed in Series 12. If we're addressing the timeless child lineage, we're better place to do so. If we're throwing the kitchen sink at us, then what the hell? The Daleks are going to be Gallifrey post-Time War. Whether the planet of the Time Lords or not, these rocks look very unearth-like, and the idea of coming from other locations of the story. Some people think Daleks are overused, and maybe they are, but in this is BBC Centenary, Daleks are arguably the hottest property, much hotter than Doctor Who. Of course they're going to be involved, right? Number 8, let's go to number 7. Number 7, Lone Sideman back. Okay, the one good creation of this era, right? I like the costumes of Cybermen and things like that, but this is the one actually interesting creation, went nowhere and was insanely stupid. The second villain to return is the Cybermen, more specifically Ashad, the Lone Sideman. I wish we found out something about him, right? I think that could have been really interesting, but no, absolutely not, no. The Cyberman last properly appeared in the 2-part season 12 finale, where the Lone Cyberman was revitalizing the Cyber Army after receiving the Cyberium. After the Doctor was warned, don't give the Lone Cyberman Cyberium under any circumstances. It will be very bad. Do not do that. So what she do? She went ahead and did that, and then said, Icky Thump, I'll work out a little plan later. Really? Really? Why on earth would you trust yourself on this one? Really? That seems really dumb, okay? That seems really particularly dumb. The Cyberman, revitalizing Cyberman, reawakening in a gorgeous new design. Agreed. Ashdad was one of the strongest elements in Series 12 before going out like a chump. Yes, it's ridiculously. In this finale, Ashdad was reduced to basically nothing more than a master's tissue compression eliminator, and exploded along with the death particle on Gallifrey. Does his return maybe alter the fate of that moment? Well, I guess so. He's there now, and he wasn't there. I mean, I guess so. Does his return maybe alter the fate of the possibly hinting towards the Gallifrey theory from last entry? Who knows? Oh, who knows? On the topic of season 12 finale, the last time we saw the Cybermen in general, they became the Cyberlords. So what happened to them? They're forgotten. We're still in the dark. Maybe we'll get some answers. I doubt it. The trailer shows Ashdad and Cybermen on Earth, most likely at unit connecting clips, resulting in Cape being taken away as forementioned. Will we see another Cyber versus Dalek confrontation? Or are these two foes on separate schemes and locations? Probably, really? I get the feeling they're all teaming up. Whilst right now it doesn't look to make any sense, and it won't make any sense after we watch it. It's going to make a lot less sense. At that point, to have this lone bad boy back is definitely a good thing. With a good writer. I mean, again, he was like the one good idea this whole era had. Tegan's back. Okay. Oh, so Tegan is back. For several reasons. Firstly, somebody sent me something that Janet Fielding wrote on her IMDb about the current era, which I haven't seen, but he just sent me the quote saying, the dinosaurs have 50 years of male Doctor Who. The rest of us want to move on. Really? If the rest of you wanted to move on, why aren't they watching this? Narrative hits reality over and over again. And yeah, okay, your narrative, people who wants to move on. If they want to move on, why is it failed? Why is it getting the lowest ratings ever? Why? Because TV audiences have changed in general? I would say it's because TV has changed in general into being low-class lecturing nonsense. Or in other words, what Doctor Who is. This is arguably the biggest one. I agree. Ata's companion Tegan, who has not aged well. Tegan Javanka. Inhabiting the TARDIS from Logopolis to Resurrection of the Daleks. Tegan, well, she stopped off a little bit in Amsterdam. Air stewardess Tegan travelled largely with the Fifth Doctor, most of the time in hope of returning to Heathrow. Go black with truth, Doctor. This isn't Heathrow. Tegan left the TARDIS after a confrontation with the Daleks, where she simply leaves because she is tired of all the violence. It's just not fun anymore, Cobber. The death that follows along. That seems really. She had a great leaving scene, right? And that's probably one of her best scenes. And also, she wasn't in the boob tube, the season 20 boob tube of that, which she hated. Oh my God, hated. So famous story, Peter Davison tells the story, that they're walking in TC1, Television Centre, and she's wearing the boob tube, that white boob tube, and she's bitching about it, pulling it out, it's a pain in the arse. And so Peter Davison said, Janet, stop for a second. Put your bag down, would you, right? Put your bag down. Now, Janet, I want you to reach above your head as high as you can. And she did. Like, the boobs popped out. At that moment, the camera crew walked in. And then about 30 years later, John Barrowman was waving his dick about. So, cancel them all. Are we going to cancel Janet Fielding for that or Peter Davison? I reckon Peter Davison would get cancelled if that comes out. Of course, I should have said that earlier. Because, like, the hate viewers, no, I was going to say hate viewers are giving up watching, but no, hate viewers, they love to hate. Hate viewers love to watch and love to hate. Tegan counted every major foe, and at times she counted every major foe in the possible, and so a possible rematch with the Daleks and Cybermen would be interesting, especially after the pain she's been a part of over the years. Okay, of course, her role in the story is unknown, but we see her dwelling not on having heard from the Doctor since departing in the TARDIS. Again, this is disrupting a long continuity, but who cares? It's not Doctor Who. Before later on raining hell with a machine gun on an unseen foe, Daleks, my guess, or Cybermen. This return seems similar to classic Sarah Jane Smith coming back in the RTD years, so we'll have to see how worthwhile it is. It's a gimmick. It's all that's what all this is. Phasmin is a gimmick. That's all it is. It's only a gimmick. But Tegan isn't alone. Who's with Tegan? Well, we know who's with Tegan. Ace, and they haven't aged well. I mean, especially Janet. Oh my God. What is it with the weird costume she's wearing? Don't really understand it. Ace is back. Ace, fellow ATIS traveller, TARDIS traveller, Ace returns as well. Ace hails from the opposite end of the ATIS to Tegan, appearing from Dragonfire to Survival, bookending the series as the final companion along with the Seventh Doctor. When we last saw Ace, she was walking off in the distance with the Doctor. Well, Ace has so many timelines and possible futures, like there's so many ways they ended up. She was a countess in, what was it, 18th century Lithuania or something at one point. But they originally worked out with a hastily written thing on a back of a bag packet or a napkin or something. It was hastily written, is all I know. With great speech, right? Great saying, "Come on, Ace, we got work to do." As the clip shows, unlike Tegan, Ace has never actually written out the show, but by the TV movie, she was nowhere to be seen. However, season 27 taken place as explored in the expanded media, such as books and good old Big Finish. We know that we learn that Ace was sent off to Gallifrey to become a Time Lord. Although this is not on screen, it's unlikely to come up, but we can dream. It's never coming up, right? Never, ever coming up. I don't think so. Alternatively, her time on Gallifrey returned to Earth. Ace set up a charitable Earth. That's it, a charitable Earth. ACE, right? Sign pulled up by Sarah Jane in her spin-off, so it should be noted. Ace and 13 have met before in Sophie Alder's book at Child's End. Again, whether this is or not will be interesting since this contradicts that, doesn't it? We cannot wait to see Ace back on screen taking a baseball bat to a Dalek or two. See, this is why he's doing it, right? His insane need to connect his Doctor Who to real Doctor Who, right? It's why? Because this is legitimate Doctor Who, and you go, oh, what am I saying? This is what I'm doing. I doubt that it's going to work on the normies, right? The normies know this is like not worth your time. And please, ITV, put something great on. I love that you put Britain Have Got Talent on the other side, but please put something fantastic on. Number 4, lots of guns. I noticed that, right? I noticed there are again, it's not very Doctor Who-y, is it? But it's Chris Chibnall, Doctor Who. This was a bit of an interesting entry. It seems strange to bring up the fact that characters wielding guns as if it's uncommon. Well, it's uncommon for, like, companions too. Generally speaking, guns in Doctor Who are relatively rare, I think. Unless you get into Caves of Androzani, then it's pretty darn common. Look, if you're outside of say, with Doctor Who, you're not seeing that many guns. You might see like an ancient Chinese firing piece. Okay, you're not going to see lots and lots of big guns for people firing. It seems strange to bring up the fact that characters wielding guns is uncommon in Who. But how many shots? Pun not intended. Do we need in one 30-second trailer? It's like a minute, I thought. No, most notably forgetting the fact that Dalek Cybermen have built-in weapons. The Doctor's friends and companions who all seem to be taking out arms as well. Right. Again, not very Doctor Who-y, is it? The trailer shows both Tegan and Ace, Vinda, Kate, and even Yaz all arming up for 13's last adventure. Now we know that we can expect Kate and Vinda to be armed. We've seen that as part of the character before, so rightly so, that makes sense. We've seen Ace using a bit of Nitro 9 and a baseball bat. Yeah, but the scene when they're firing, they look really kind of, they're like, they like really look pathetic. It wasn't good. Full blown machine guns. Furthermore, seeing Tegan as a badass using a machine gun of sorts against her departure, saying she's tired of all the violence. Finally, Yaz pulling a gun in the TARDIS. That's definitely a question for your writer. Wants answer for. Yeah, no. It's just Chibnall screwing up, mate. It's just look. The only reason that Janet Fielding and Sophie Aldred are in it, I mean, other than they have they're normies that don't understand Doctor Who at all. But the only reason they're in it is because they had the Tegan Nissa thing where were they gay? No, I mean, listen, if you want to imagine you saw it on screen, fine. There was nothing on screen to indicate Tegan Nissa was gay, and then you had Survival, which had like lesbian overtones with Lisa Bauman. Again, I didn't really notice that. I noticed Happiness Patrol. That was reasonably obvious, but this not so much. This is therefore strange, bearing in mind, especially in New Who, how much the Doctor hates guns. Even if this occasionally missed in favor of action, there's therefore a definite noticeable the fact all that the Doctor's friends, surprisingly beside Mad Lad Dan, are in possession of weaponry. Wonder what's got them all under threat. Well, cancellation maybe. One can only hope. The Master is the main antagonist. I don't know if that's the case. Who's that? Is that Yaz he's with? I don't even recognise who he's with. The beardless Master. Finally, returning to the list, the Master's back with long hair and a beard. Well, not in that picture. With the surprise debut in season 12, Sacha Dhawan has proven to be the defining big bad for the 13th era. Not really. So his return makes sense. I mean, okay, his return makes sense. I would say, the Snake dude, much more so. The Master Return was kind of an open secret, playing into a full version of previously mentioned time prophecy. Beware the force of that mass against you. And there, Master. I wonder if that has double meaning. Okay, really? So taking it literally looks as if the Master bringing the Daleks and the Cybermen and together for one big scrap with the 13th. Really? You think you're going to need the Daleks and the Cybermen? I think a bottle of a can of Raid would do the trick. Quite frankly, it's not going to take much. A quick shovel to the back of the head and you're done. Don't do violence, kids. It's bad for you. The first time the Dalek Cybermen Masters have been seen in the same episode since the Five Doctors. They were saying it ever until somebody remembered that. But they never actually have shared the screen. So who knows what if we get that around this time around. I mean, okay, it's just like, I don't really care. It seems kind of pointless to me. We get 2 appearances of the Master in trailer. One clean shaven with incredibly long locks, and one with incredibly long locks and a beard. So he's ripping off Matt Smith. What was that season? His second season, right, where he had a beard and he was in the. They kept him in that giant black prison made out of. I can't remember. I got the action figure right up there. I'm not picking up the action figure, okay? Although he did look a lot like Steven Taylor with a beard, didn't he? Beard and long hair. It was very he could have really played Steven Taylor. Is this suggesting once again, similar to Survivor, we'll see the Master across a long passage of time? If it's down to a personal choice, do you think your writer thinks he should go back to the middle ground and stick with the shorter beard? Yeah, I agree. Facial hair aside, it cannot be denied that Demands Master has been the highlight of the era. I'm denying it! I've absolutely denied it. Yes, there have been no highlights of this era other than it going away forever. The highlight of this era, Legend of the Sea Devils getting 2.2 million. That was a bit of a highlight for me. What role will he play in the 13th regeneration? Speaking of which, well, are we going to see her regenerate? Yes, okay. The Doctor is regenerating. Maybe, and she calls out Yaz as she is, but is she? That's the question. I mean, we saw that with Tennant, right? It's to treat it like Doctor Who karaoke, right? He doesn't have any original ideas. He's going through a bunch of karaoke of stuff that we've been told we'll see before. This has become a growing trope in Doctor Who regeneration, but we have been given a slight glimpse of the 13th Doctor regenerating. Do you think this is the final moment or an early false version? I think it's an early false version, right? Who knows? That's the second time you use that. A reason to maybe consider that the Doctor is actually regenerating is we've been told by director James Magnus Stone the regeneration was filmed outside the TARDIS. And they're outside the TARDIS by the looks of it. Okay. Whether a misdirection or not. If this isn't the Doctor regenerating, a major consideration would be the Doctor is opening the fob watch. No, this is a regeneration engine. It's not opening the fob watch, I think. Anyway, the fob watch, where to go? Where she was introducing the Fluxers with all her pre-Hartnell. Stab on that watch. No, get rid of it forever. Some argue that leave this a secret and we're going to end Jodie's tenure rather than not answering her tenure's biggest questions. Again, that seems like something Chris Chibnall would do, wouldn't it? It seems like something Chris Chibnall would do. We've seen these fob watches before, notably in Utopia and the reinstating the memories of which result in the regeneration like this pouring out. No, he was already, when he opened the watch, he got himself. Darren Jacobi was mortally wounded and he regenerated somehow. I can't remember what was it. I can't remember what caused that regeneration. Even they knew the regeneration is coming, as this is Jodie's final story, but how it comes is obviously going to be a secret. Yeah, I reckon they're going to wrong foot you, right? I think they're going to try and do that. Whether we are still given a tease of it, it's only around 6 or 7 months away. God, that long. Help us from this episode, and we don't even know who's taking the TARDIS controls over. Maybe it won't. Maybe we won't at the end either. War game style. That's what I thought. That's what I originally thought. Finally, what else lies off screen? Well, I think Dr. Ruth is coming back, right? But again, I can't reiterate this strongly enough. Who cares? Why is this mystery doctor? The original plan, I think, was to pepper them all through the Doctor's regenerations. These like missing doctors, but thankfully that got lost with Corona. But again, Chris Chibnall's desperate need to connect his Doctor who's arrested. Why? To legitimize himself, right? Why does he need to legitimize himself? Because he's failed. That's why. On a final note, what else does the trailer not show us? Good Doctor Who. we hear countless rumors around Who episodes. Some backed up by filming, others pure speculation. But with so much on show in this 30 seconds of a feature length on show, what is being left? Well, what is being left a surprise? We have a few ideas. This is a celebration of the BBC and therefore Doctor Who. So they want as many eyes on it as possible, as the special as possible. You think you really do? You really want that? Because I've often said, the absolute worst thing that can happen to the BBC and Chris Chibnall is people watching their Doctor Who, which is magnificently awful, right? Magnanimously, well, not magnanimously. What's the word? Magnificently awful. We've already discussed two classic companions. What about any more? Could be. Chibnall himself once wrote and noted he would love to see the return of Ace Tegan as well as Amy and Rory. Good luck! Good luck. Oh, they're called in-demand actors, although Rory might get from Broadchurch. Weird casting as a vicar, I always thought. So will he complete his list? Maybe. Hope not. Or is the other monsters? The Sontarans are make a good shout as they're up in iconicness and they have the costumes. After the Daleks and the Cybermen are returning last year's with an incredible new look. They did look good. Those Sontarans did look good. What else? Other Doctors? I think so. Other Doctors, at least the Fugitive Doctor. If other Doctors should feature, it's her as a career, as an era created her. It's her as a era as this era created her. It would seem wrong still, knowing basically nothing after what are realistic glorified cameos. Only expect realistic glorified cameos. Only expect glorified cameos. Again, Chris Chibnall can't write character or dialogue, so they'll probably just be standing around. Either way, one thing this era has proved it can do is surprises. Nope. I mean, it surprised me how bad it was, right? It always exceeded my expectation in suck. So that was always quite impressive. Catch the trailer there. Fine. So I don't have time to get into any other articles, right? I don't really have time to get any other articles because... and I've got a bunch more articles about how he's desperately trying to tie his era into classic Doctor Who and other Doctor, real Doctor Who. Again, why is he doing it? To give himself legitimacy. Why does he need that? Because he's failed. He's failed completely. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.